he's not talking to.
Played a couple of times this week, hasn't he?
Yes, but he's always had a good explanation. He's never...
Many people remember Leave It to Beaver fondly as one of the most popular TV shows of the 1950s. Viewers loved tuning in each week to watch the wholesome adventures of the Cleaver family. But recent revelations have shed light on some surprising secrets about the show's characters. You might be shocked to discover that the seemingly perfect nuclear family depicted on screen had its fair share of controversies behind the scenes. So grab your popcorn and get ready to learn more about this classic TV series.
Beaver's picking on Shirley, Mr. Bailey.
Shirley, is that true?
In the second season of Leave It to Beaver, the Cleavers faced an unexpected change of residence. Their original home was abandoned partway through the season due to production challenges, leading them to relocate to 211 Pine Street, which happened to be located on the Universal Studio lot. This new location proved to be quite versatile over the years, serving as the backdrop for various television shows and films beyond its initial appearance in Leave It to Beaver. For instance, it became a prominent fixture in Marcus Welby, Desperate Housewives, and even featured in the 1996 cinematic remake of the beloved TV series. While the sudden move might have caused some inconvenience for the Cleaver family initially, their new abode eventually etched itself into popular culture by appearing in numerous productions. Despite the unforeseen circumstances surrounding the shift, the cast and crew managed to adapt smoothly and continued creating memorable moments for fans of this classic program.
Yes, sir. Dad, could I ask you something?
What?
In the popular 1950s TV series, known today as Leave It to Beaver, Barbara Billingsley's character, June Cleaver, underwent a subtle yet significant transformation. Initially, she wore flats to maintain her height advantage over her rapidly growing on-screen sons. However, as the boys continued to grow, she switched to high heels. This wardrobe change wasn't merely sartorial, it served a practical purpose. Billingsley's iconic strand of pearls also had a hidden story. They were not just a fashion accessory, but were used to conceal a surgical scar on her neck. This detail added another layer to the character's polished appearance, making June Cleaver an even more intriguing figure. The show itself went through some changes before its debut. Its original name, Wally and the Bee, was altered to avoid confusion with another production. The new title, Leave It to Beaver, had an unusual origin. It was humorously explained in the final episode as a misinterpretation of Theodore's nickname, Beaver. This classic series, like many others, has its unique background stories that add depth to its seemingly straightforward narrative. From costumes to titles, every aspect carries a piece of history worth exploring. Hugh Beaumont, who played Mr. Cleaver in Leave It to Beaver, became an actor due to financial needs. Despite his success on the small screen, he never abandoned his love for community theater and writing. In fact, after the show ended, he continued to act in local plays, and even penned several scripts himself. Beaumont was also known for his dedication to faith, having been an ordained minister before turning to acting. This spiritual side often shone through in his portrayal of the wise and caring father figure, Mr. Cleaver. Even when off-screen, he remained committed to helping others and giving back to his community. After leaving behind the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, Beaumont settled down in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, where he pursued a completely different career path, Christmas tree farming. While it may seem like a far cry from acting, this change allowed him to connect with nature and continue serving those around him. To this day, many remember him fondly for his contributions both on and off-screen.
Oh, Ward! Where'd they finally found you?
Yeah, they caught me on the
In the 1950s, societal norms influenced the way televised content was produced, leading to certain conventions being followed. One such example can be found in the popular TV series Leave It to Beaver. During its time, this show dared to push boundaries by featuring something that had never been seen on television before: a toilet tank. Until then, showing a full toilet on screen was deemed inappropriate. This significant event took place in an episode titled Captain Jack, where viewers were able to see more of their favorite character's home than ever before. By including this seemingly mundane detail, Leave It to Beaver made a subtle yet powerful stride towards a more authentic representation of everyday domestic life. It might seem odd today, but back then, revealing the toilet tank represented progress. Television executives believed that maintaining a sense of decorum was crucial when broadcasting family entertainment. Thus, they avoided depicting anything remotely connected to private matters. However, the creators behind Leave It to Beaver recognized the importance of realism and decided to challenge these unwritten rules. By taking this step, they paved the way for future productions to incorporate similarly overlooked details into their narratives. Over time, what was initially perceived as taboo became commonplace, reflecting changing social attitudes towards privacy and personal expression. Today, we take such representations for granted, forgetting how groundbreaking they once were. In an unexpected turn of events, the beloved television series Leave It to Beaver made its debut on October 4, 1957, sharing its premiere date with a significant historical event, the launch of Sputnik 1 by the Soviet Union. This classic show introduced viewers to a compelling storyline right from the start. The inaugural episode revolved around a misunderstanding related to a school play and a letter from Beaver's mother. As the narrative unfolded, audiences were drawn into the heartwarming tale of the Cleavers, focusing on their everyday life experiences and challenges. Despite the technological advancements taking place during this time, the creators of this timeless series opted to explore relatable themes centered around family dynamics and growing up, creating a strong connection between the audience and the characters.
He didn't have to ask me twice. I did normal, grab my hat.
Leave It to Beaver, a popular television series that first aired in 1957, offers a unique blend of fiction and reality. Many of the show's episodes were inspired by the real-life experiences of the writers, lending a sense of authenticity to the storylines. This was particularly evident in the performances of the two lead actors, Barbara Billingsley and Hugh Beaumont, who both had children of their own. As a result, they were able to convincingly portray the roles of June and Ward Cleaver, the parents of young Theodore Beaver Cleaver. Barbara Billingsley, who played the role of June Cleaver, drew upon her experience as a mother to bring depth and nuance to her character. She was able to effectively convey the warmth, understanding, and patience that are often associated with good parenting. Meanwhile, Hugh Beaumont, who played the role of Ward Cleaver, brought his own paternal instincts to the table. He depicted a father figure who was firm but fair, always striving to guide his sons in the right direction while also showing them love and support. This realistic portrayal of family life helped make Leave It to Beaver feel like a reality show of sorts, providing audiences with a glimpse into the everyday struggles and triumphs of the American middle-class family. Viewers could relate to the challenges faced by the Cleaver family, making it easy to become invested in the outcome of each episode. Despite being set more than 6 decades ago, many of the themes explored in Leave It to Beaver remain relevant today, ensuring its continued appeal to modern audiences.
It's happened in South America or someplace where you can't prove them. You had to go and have the Indians fight.
In the late 1950s, Leave It to Beaver became a beloved television series. However, behind the scenes, producers made a peculiar decision. They deliberately edited out any lines that received too much laughter during filming. This was done to maintain a consistent level of amusement for the audience. The young cast members rapidly grew up throughout the show's run. Eventually, it reached its conclusion with a poignant farewell episode titled Family Scrapbook, which marked the first intentional series finale in primetime television history. Among the most iconic elements of the show was Hugh Beaumont's performance as Ward Cleaver, one of the greatest TV fathers ever depicted on screen. His character served as a role model for countless viewers who tuned in each week. This classic sitcom captured hearts across America despite being produced during simpler times. Its impact transcended generations, remaining relevant even today thanks to reruns and streaming services. While some aspects may appear dated compared to modern programming, the timeless themes and relatable situations continue to resonate with audiences worldwide. After all these years, the legacy of Leave It to Beaver lives on through syndication and digital platforms, introducing new fans to its charm and nostalgia.
Oh, it couldn't be Minerva? Anyway, what about the raw eggs?
Jerry Mathers, the young actor who would go on to play the lead role in Leave It to Beaver, made a strong impression during his audition. He wore a Cub Scout uniform, which added a touch of innocence and sincerity to his appearance. This authenticity caught the attention of the producers, contributing to his successful landing of the part. Interestingly, Mathers received some advice before starting work on the TV series. He was told not to watch his own performance. While it might seem counterintuitive, This guidance aimed to shield the young star from the potential pitfalls associated with early fame. By avoiding self-scrutiny, Mathers could maintain a more normal childhood experience alongside his acting career. The choice of clothing for the audition proved instrumental in making a lasting impact on the decision-makers behind the scenes. Ultimately, Mathers' genuine demeanor and the Cub Scout outfit left an indelible mark on the production team, paving the way for his future success in this classic television series.
Stairs and get ready, Dad.
Wow. Now, what do you suppose brought all this about?
In 1957, Jerry Mathers found fame as Theodore Beaver Cleaver in the beloved television series Leave It to Beaver. However, few know that Mathers had previously been considered for another popular show of the time, I Love Lucy. There were rumors that he might play Little Ricky, but these proved unfounded as the part ultimately went to twin brothers Joseph and Michael Mayer. Despite not receiving credit for his brief stint in I Love Lucy, this experience did not deter Mathers from pursuing his passion for acting. Meanwhile, during the early years of Leave It to Beaver, another actor graced the small screen playing Wallace Cleaver's best friend, Richard Whitey Whitney, Paul Sullivan. Unfortunately, after some time, Sullivan experienced a significant growth spurt, which made it challenging for him to continue portraying the young character authentically. As a result, producers decided to recast the role, bringing on board Tony Dow to take over the part. This change allowed Sullivan to explore other opportunities, eventually leading to appearances in major motion pictures like The Matrix, Star Wars Episode III, and Fool's Gold, solidifying his place in Hollywood.
Beaver?
After completing its first season, Leave It to Beaver faced cancellation by CBS. However, its popularity led to its revival by ABC, where it continued to air for 5 more seasons. This classic television series became a beloved staple in American households during the late 1950s and early 1960s. As the show gained traction, the young actors found themselves growing up quickly amidst the limelight. They had to balance their academic responsibilities with their acting careers, ultimately moving on with their lives once the series ended. One particular episode, titled In the Soup, stands out due to its significant production costs. In 1961, this episode required a budget of approximately $50,000, making it the most expensive one produced during the show's run. The high expense can be attributed to the construction of a billboard and the inclusion of smoke effects and close-up shots. These elements combine to create a memorable experience for viewers. To this day, Leave It to Beaver remains a fond memory for many, evoking nostalgia for a simpler time in television history.
She's a lab.
Well, sure. Yeah, that's the idea. That'll make you feel a lot better.
In 1957, a significant event took place in the television industry when Jerry Mathers, the young star of the popular family sitcom Leave It to Beaver, secured a remarkable merchandising deal. At the time, it was unheard of for a child actor to have a financial interest in products related to their show. However, Mathers broke new ground by negotiating a contract that encompassed various items, including board games and comic books featuring his character, Theodore Beaver Cleaver. This innovative move paved the way for future generations of child actors to benefit financially from their work beyond just their salaries. But despite his newfound success, Mathers remained focused on his education. He understood the importance of balancing his career with academics, which led him to take breaks from acting during his high school years. It is worth noting that while other shows had previously ventured into product tie-ins, none had granted the lead actor a share of the profits. Thus, Mathers' deal marked a turning point in how studios approached licensing agreements involving children's programming. Interestingly enough, even after stepping away from the limelight to concentrate on his studies, Mathers returned to acting later in life, demonstrating the lasting appeal of Leave It to Beaver. His unique achievement in the entertainment business remains relevant today, highlighting the significance of valuing one's education alongside professional pursuits. As we look back on this classic, it serves as a reminder of the ever-evolving landscape of media and its impact on our culture. After all, who could forget the iconic Beaver Cleaver and his influence on both the small screen and real-world opportunities for child stars?
Dad's car.
Your bare feet were committing the violation. You could have stepped in one of the puddles and got electrocuted.
Leave It to Beaver, a 1950s television series, gained significant popularity during its time due to its relatable storylines and wholesome depiction of family life. Set in the suburban town of Mayfield, it revolved around the experiences of young Theodore Beaver Cleaver his brother Wally, and their parents June and Ward. The show resonated deeply with audiences, providing them with an escape into a seemingly perfect American household, while addressing real-life issues children faced. This timeless portrayal led to positive reception among critics and viewers alike. Despite wrapping up production in 1963, its influence continued to extend beyond its original run. Spin-off productions like the new Leave It to Beaver further solidified its place in pop culture. Running from 1983 to 1989, this sequel featured some of the original cast members playing adult versions of their former roles. Moreover, various forms of merchandising, including board games and clothing lines, capitalized on its widespread appeal. Additionally, Leave It to Beaver has been adapted multiple times across different media platforms, demonstrating its lasting relevance. A comic book series published by Dell Comics presented new stories based on the beloved characters. Similarly, several books have since emerged, delving deeper into both fictional narratives and behind-the-scenes accounts of the iconic program. Overall, Leave It to Beaver left an indelible mark on television history through its engaging content and realistic representation of everyday struggles. Its ability to maintain cultural significance over decades attests to its enduring charm, ensuring that future generations can continue enjoying this classic piece of entertainment.
Done something wrong, that's the time when they need understanding the most.
The creation of the beloved 1957 TV series, Leave It to Beaver, required an essential element: the perfect cast. Producers meticulously searched for actors who could bring authenticity and charm to the Cleaver family and their neighborhood friends. For the role of Ward Cleaver, characterful actor Hugh Beaumont was selected. Having previously appeared in over 100 films, his maturity and warmth made him ideal for the responsible father figure. In contrast, young Barbara Billingsley, known for her radiant smile and wholesome image, secured the part of June Cleaver, the loving mother. The two Cleaver sons posed unique challenges. For the titular role of Theodore Beaver Cleaver, producers sought an innocent, curious, and mischievous boy. After reviewing hundreds of auditions, they found Jerry Mathers, then just 9 years old, whose natural talent shone through every scene. Wally Cleaver, Beaver's teenage brother, needed someone relatable yet authoritative. Tony Dow, having acted only once before, demonstrated incredible potential during auditions and landed the part. However, casting wasn't limited to the immediate family. To capture the essence of neighbor Larry Mondello, Rusty Stevens had to prove he could portray both humor and vulnerability. He succeeded admirably after several rounds of testing alongside Mathers and Dow. Similarly, Eddie Haskell, the scheming friend, demanded a special performance. Ken Osmond brought exactly that, managing to balance likability with cunningness despite initial doubts about his suitability. Chemistry tests solidified these choices, ensuring compatibility among all players. Each actor contributed significantly to crafting one of television's most iconic families, leaving behind a legacy still cherished today.
Sure you want to?
Yeah, well, maybe I can tell him so it won't sound so bad.
The directors of Leave It to Beaver, Norman Tokar and Robert Stevens, brought the stories to life through their unique approaches. Tokar, known for his work in family comedy, emphasized naturalism. He wanted the actors to feel comfortable and encouraged them to improvise. This created authentic performances and helped establish the show's warm atmosphere. Stevens, who directed more dramatic episodes, drew inspiration from classic American cinema. His attention to visual composition echoed the films of Frank Capra and George Stevens. Both directors aimed to create relatable narratives by focusing on everyday experiences and emotions familiar to the audience. Collaboration was key to their success. They worked closely with cinematographers like William Whitley to craft each episode's look. For instance, Whitley used soft lighting to enhance the homey feeling and shot many scenes from children's eye levels to engage viewers emotionally. The collaboration extended beyond technical aspects. Directors engaged regularly with writers to align scripts with production values. Dialogue polishing, pacing adjustments, and staging discussions were commonplace during pre-production meetings. Moreover, both directors maintained clear communication channels with the cast throughout rehearsals and filming. Their openness fostered trust among everyone involved, ultimately elevating the quality of the show. The creation of the 1957 TV series Leave It to Beaver took viewers on a heartwarming journey through the life of an average American family. The show was filmed primarily in Studio City, Los Angeles, where a whole neighborhood block was constructed to serve as the setting for the Taylor family's home and their neighbors. This detailed construction allowed for greater control over continuity and visual appeal compared to location shooting. Set design played a significant role in establishing the atmosphere of the show. The interiors were meticulously designed by art directors to reflect the comfortable suburban lifestyle of the time. For instance, Beaver's room had posters of model cars and baseball stars adorning its walls, highlighting his interests while appealing to young audiences. Despite these advancements, production still faced logistic hurdles common to live studio recordings. Each episode required multiple takes due to sound issues, forgotten lines, or technical glitches. To mitigate disruptions, several scenes would often be taped consecutively before moving on to another stage setup. Additionally, rehearsals typically spanned 4 days prior to taping, maximizing efficiency when cameras rolled. An innovative technique used during filming involved the application of 3 camera shoots, previously uncommon for sitcoms. Utilizing separate cameras facilitated more flexible staging options, reducing obstacles associated with lighting adjustments between shots. Consequently, episodes could maintain higher quality standards while minimizing strain on both cast and crew members. Although television technology evolved significantly since then, many aspects of Leave It to Beaver remain timeless, demonstrating how thoughtful storytelling combined with clever production methods can resonate across generations. The creation of the musical score and soundtrack for Leave It to Beaver played a significant role in enhancing the show's warm, nostalgic atmosphere. Composer David Cartheimer carefully crafted the music to complement the lighthearted and innocent nature of the series. With its catchy melodies and upbeat rhythms, the music became synonymous with the carefree spirit of mid-century America. Collaboration between Cartheimer and the production team was seamless, resulting in music that perfectly encapsulated each scene's emotional tone. For instance, lively tunes accompanied scenes featuring young protagonists exploring their neighborhood, while softer, more sentimental pieces underscored moments of growth and introspection. The musicians who performed the score also contributed significantly to its success. Using instruments popular during the time, like ukuleles, acoustic guitars, and xylophones, they created a distinctly American sound that resonated with audiences. Musicians have since praised the opportunity to work on such a beloved series, citing the experience as both challenging and rewarding. When asked about his process, Cartheimer once shared, "I wanted every piece of music to feel authentic and evoke memories of simpler times." Indeed, he succeeded, creating a timeless soundtrack still enjoyed by fans today. By understanding the storyline and characters deeply, Cartheimer effectively used music to elevate the viewing experience, leaving behind a legacy of exceptional composition and arrangement.
And in your papers, Theodore Cleaver, you stay after school.
One of the most iconic scenes in Leave It to Beaver is when Wally and Beaver try to hide a bike in their bedroom, but it doesn't fit through the door. Director Norman Tokar uses a low-angle shot to emphasize the size of the bike compared to the doorway, creating humor and visual interest. Actor Tony Dow, who played Wally, recalls feeling particularly proud of this scene because he came up with the idea himself. Another memorable moment occurs in the episode where Beaver accidentally cuts off his sister's ponytail. Cinematographer William Whitley captures the shock and disbelief on both children's faces with tight close-ups, drawing the audience into their emotions. Actress Jerry Mathers, who portrayed Beaver, shares that she found this scene challenging due to its emotional intensity, yet rewarding since it showcases the genuine sibling rivalry between their characters. The Christmas episode also stands out, featuring young neighbor Larry Mondello mistakenly believing he has killed Santa Claus after spotting him on the roof. This scene highlights the innocence and imagination of childhood, while the resolution brings warmth and holiday spirit. According to director Earl Bellamy, they wanted to create a sense of nostalgia and family values, which resonated deeply with viewers during its initial airing and continues to do so today.
That's fine.
Hi, Dad. Angela Valentine lost her bike plate, and Judy Henson got a gold star for finding it.
That's nice.
Leave It to Beaver, a TV series that first aired in 1957, holds a significant place in American television history. The show revolves around the everyday life of a suburban family, the Cleavers, and their 2 sons, Wally and Theodore. It quickly became popular among audiences due to its relatable storylines and wholesome depiction of family values. The series struck a chord with viewers because it offered a glimpse into the idealized post-war American dream: a comfortable home, loving parents, and well-adjusted children. Set in the idyllic town of Mayfield, the show presented a vision of small-town America where problems were solved through communication, understanding, and love rather than conflict and aggression. This positive portrayal of family life provided reassurance and comfort during a time of rapid societal change. Leave It to Beaver had a profound influence on popular culture as well. Its catchy theme song, memorable characters, and iconic situations have been referenced and parodied countless times in various media forms over the years. Moreover, the show's title has become synonymous with childhood innocence and mischief, while terms like Ward and June Cleaver evoke images of model parents. On a deeper level, Leave It to Beaver also contributed to discussions surrounding social and cultural themes. For instance, it explored issues related to adolescent development, peer pressure, and personal responsibility, albeit subtly and within the confines of its squeaky clean image. By focusing on these topics, the show helped normalize conversations about growing up and navigating interpersonal relationships, fostering greater awareness and understanding among its audience members. Overall, Leave It to Beaver left an indelible mark on both television and society. Through its heartfelt narratives, lovable characters, and thoughtful exploration of pertinent issues, the series continues to captivate new generations and remains a beloved piece of American nostalgia.
Hello. Who? This is Mr. Cleaver speaking.
Upon its release, the 1957 TV series Leave It to Beaver received mixed reviews from critics, but gained a loyal following among audiences. The show was praised for its wholesome depiction of suburban family life and the trials and tribulations of young Beaver Cleaver. Critics appreciated the humor and warmth in the writing, with Anita Gates of the New York Times noting that it had charm and sweetness. However, some reviewers criticized the show's simplicity and lack of depth. Jack Gould of the New York Times described it as having no particular distinction, while Time magazine called it average and unoriginal. Despite these criticisms, the show became a cultural phenomenon, airing for 6 seasons and inspiring generations of sitcoms set in suburbia. Leave It to Beaver also garnered several award nominations during its run. In 1958, Hugh Beaumont was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Continued Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role. Although he did not win, his nomination highlighted the quality of acting on the show. Additionally, the show was nominated for 2 Golden Globe Awards in 1963, one for Best Television Series and another for Best Supporting Actress for Barbara Billingsley. Again, although they didn't take home the trophy, these nominations demonstrated the impact and influence of the show. The awards and positive reception meant much for those involved in the production of Leave It to Beaver. For the cast members, especially child actors Jerry Mathers and Tony Dow, their roles in the show provided valuable exposure and experience, helping them establish successful careers in Hollywood. Meanwhile, producers Joe Connolly and Bob Mosher were able to create a lasting legacy in television history through their creation of this beloved classic. Overall, despite initially receiving mixed reviews, Leave It to Beaver has left an indelible mark on American popular culture. Its warm portrayal of family life and relatable storylines have resonated with viewers for over half a century, making it an iconic piece of television history.
One of you take the job today, and the other can take it tomorrow. After all, this is vacation.
During the filming of Leave It to Beaver, the young actor who played the Beaver, Jerry Mathers, was known to bring laughter on set. In one scene, he had to cry after his character's bike got stolen. To evoke genuine emotion, the director told Mathers about something sad that happened in his own life. Moved by the story, Mathers began crying, capturing real tears on camera. Barbara Billingsley, who portrayed June Cleaver, often practiced her lines with her sons Glenn and Andy. They would sit together around the family piano, providing constructive feedback to help their mom perfect each line. This unique preparation method allowed Billingsley to deliver warm and authentic performances throughout the show's run. Leave It to Beaver also featured 2 child actors named Tony Dow and Hugh Beaumont playing Wally and Ward Cleaver, respectively. Despite being close in age off-screen, they rarely shared scenes due to their contrasting roles. Tony Dow portrayed the responsible big brother, while Hugh Beaumont took on the role of the father figure. During breaks between shooting, The cast members enjoyed spending time together off-set. On many occasions, Barbara Billingsley invited her fellow actors over for dinner parties where they could unwind, share stories, and strengthen their bonds both personally and professionally. One particularly memorable incident occurred when an episode called for a live studio audience. As the crowd watched the performance unfold, a small dog managed to wander onto the stage unnoticed. Suddenly, it ran up to Jerry Mathers mid-scene, causing him to burst out laughing before regaining composure to finish the take.
Promises? Yeah, but that depends on what kind of a promise this guy's making.
What do you mean?
The television series Leave It to Beaver, which first aired in 1957, holds a significant place in film history. This show, one of the earliest depictions of American family life, introduced audiences to relatable characters and storylines that would become hallmarks of the sitcom genre. Leave It to Beaver's innovative approach to television production set new standards for future filmmakers. With its focus on realistic dialogue and character development, the series provided a fresh contrast to more stage-bound productions popular at the time. Its episodic structure allowed for standalone stories while still contributing to ongoing character arcs, a formula many successful TV shows continue to follow today. The impact of Leave It to Beaver extends beyond its technical achievements. Numerous spin-offs, remakes, and adaptations have been inspired by the original series. For instance, the early 80s revival titled Still the Beaver brought back main characters from the original cast, providing nostalgia for old fans and introducing new ones to the Cleaver's wholesome world. Additionally, several films and TV shows, including The Wonder Years and Growing Pains, drew inspiration from the groundbreaking work done by Leave It to Beaver. Moreover, Leave It to Beaver has left a lasting impression on pop culture. Countless references can be found in modern media, attesting to its continued relevance decades after its initial run. Iconic catchphrases like "I'm waiting" remain etched in viewers' memories and serve as testaments to the series' ability to resonate across generations.
As long as you're asking, I think your present state of mind is more your own fault than it is your son's.
My fault?
Likewise, many of us remember the charm of Leave It to Beaver and how it captured the essence of family life in the 1950s. Think about how the show presented everyday challenges, like dealing with school and friendships. How did those stories shape your view of family dynamics or influence your own childhood? Maybe you saw parts of yourself in Beaver or Wally, or perhaps you found comfort in the lessons learned through their adventures. Sharing your memories can remind us of the simpler times and the values that were highlighted. If you enjoyed this discussion, consider liking, sharing, or subscribing for more chats about cinema and the shows that shaped our lives. Your experiences matter, and we want to hear them.
Boys will be home